So I'm going to tell you guys how to do it. I use a video, like I said. You can use a timer, you can use a YouTube video that you don't care about. It doesn't even have to be just 10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes is the minimum that I recommend. And I really recommend you do it multiple times a day if you can. If not, try to do it longer than 10 minutes if you're not gonna have another free time during the day to sit and affirm. But a lot of people, the issue is that you're just not affirming enough, okay? You're just not. You're just not making enough time to affirm and focus and really saturate your subconscious with the thing that you want as if you already have it. So this will really make you focus because you have no choice. You're setting aside this 10 or more minutes that is strictly dedicated to you affirming. I personally do one subject per 10-minute session, and I only use 1 to 2 affirmations maximum because, and I know there are people that say, oh, it's a limiting belief that I can only have 1 or 2 affirmations. Not really. It's not a limiting belief. It's really just a preference, first of all. Second of all, imagine trying to go through a list of 25 affirmations. You'll go through the whole list once. You are not saturating your mind this way. Unless you have hours and hours and hours to run through your entire list because it's going to take you that long, it's better to keep it short and sweet because you can loop them more. Understand that the longer the list of affirmations is, the more your subconscious is probably going to only pick up bits and pieces of it because it's too fucking much. And 2, it's going to take you much longer, or if you don't even have the time, you're still just trying to do it for 10 minutes, you're not going to have very much repetition and saturation in your mind of the thought that you want, of the thing you want to create. So it's going to take you forever to get through a big ass list of affirmations. Keep it short and sweet, to the fucking point. And I promise you, it works a lot easier. And remember, you can do more than one subject, but per subject needs a dedication of at least 10 minutes. So you can do 10 minutes of self-concept. Then you can do 10 minutes of SP, 10 minutes of money, 10 minutes of house, job, exams, whatever it is that you're manifesting, appearance changes, whatever. You can do it in 10-minute sessions. Just break them up. Don't try to do them all together. You need to impress your subconscious with a very clear idea. If you've got a whole bunch of scattered affirmations, you're going to get that in your 3D. Most likely, it's just going to impress pieces of each thing. And you'll probably manifest signs like names or just synchronicities. Whereas if you just be straight to the point, 1 to 2 affirmations, where you know exactly what you're implying and you can saturate your mind enough, then you will get your full manifestation a lot faster. Remember, on my channel, I only teach things that I have tried. This works. It is an amazing method. It's working for a lot of people because it gets you to focus. The reason I even started is because I wasn't focusing on my shit. I was too busy worried about everybody else's and getting all my life things done that I need to get done, just day-to-day life, doing everything but making time to affirm for the things I want. So if you have 10 minutes, either multiple times a day, or you have more than 10 minutes that you can just set aside, pick some affirmations, and focus. You can use a timer. You can use a video. You can use a movie if you want to go even longer, a movie you don't care about. Some people use subliminals. You can pick your favorite subliminal maker. I would say either put it on loop for so many minutes or do a longer one, like 10 or more minutes, and while it's playing, you'll be affirming. You could pick some of those videos that are like so many hertz or whatever for different things. It's whatever you want to use as your indicator of the time, but no less than 10 minutes, okay? No less. I don't want you to get your ass up or get distracted or switch to another thought until you have affirmed for at least 10 minutes. And I really, really recommend you doing it multiple times a day if you have the time. If not, like I said, maybe the only free time you have in the day, maybe it's 2 hours. Do 30 minutes out of the 2 hours. It's going to be worth it when you get what you want because you've saturated your mind enough. But this still does not mean that outside of it, you get to waver, complain, ask where it is, ask why it's not working. That doesn't mean that. Because still, no matter what you do, it doesn't matter what method you use. You cannot be doing your affirmations and being on track and then outside of that complaining and thinking against the thing you're trying to manifest, okay? Because one thing is already an assumption and one thing is not. And so this thing over here that's already an assumption is going to win the second you reaffirm it. So don't do that. The key always is, no matter if you do the 10-minute method, if you're doing 10,000 affirmations, if you're doing visualization, no matter what, the key is consistency and not wavering. Saturating your mind with the idea that you have what you want because your subconscious does not know the fucking difference. It doesn't know. It thinks that whatever you're telling it is what you are experiencing, especially if you're telling it the same thing all the time. It's going to start producing it into your reality because it is just a printer. It is a literal 3D printer. Whatever you're feeding it, the messages you're sending it is what it's going to push out. Which brings me to another point. There is literally nothing besides you that can stop your manifestation from happening. I don't care how off the wall, how impossible, which is a myth, it seems. There is nothing that can stop your manifestation from happening if you are being consistent, thinking as if you have what you want, and not thinking or speaking against it. There is nothing that can stop it. Nothing. What about? No, nothing. Your job is to do the affirming. Your job is to think as if you already have what you want. Be consistent with it. Use your repetition to saturate your mind. That is your only job. Trust me, manifestation is literally perfect. Whatever needs to happen for you to experience that, it's going to happen. Whatever needs to be done, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what needs to be done. You probably can't even fathom the way that it would happen. But whatever it takes, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. You don't have to worry about it. There is nothing that can stop your manifestation. There is nothing you cannot have. There is nothing you cannot manifest. If you can fathom the idea, if you can desire it, that's how I should say it. If you can desire it, it means you can manifest it. The only thing that stops people from manifesting their desires is them thinking against it, not being consistent, complaining about it's not working, asking why it's not working, asking where it's at, anything that implies it's not actually true. Your subconscious is always listening. So make sure you're always aware of what you are telling it, okay?
How often should we be doing them though? However long you want to. You feel me? However long you want to. Sammy Ingram made a video on her YouTube page about the 10-minute affirmation method. I think that's literally what it's titled, 10-minute method, if you want to go watch that video, where she literally talks about setting aside 10 minutes to just say affirmations. In the video, she does say if you can do multiple 10-minute sessions throughout the day, by all means, go ahead. But some people are busy. Some people don't have 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Some people don't even have 20 minutes, to themselves. themselves where they can say their affirmations. For some of my clients that reach out to me, I recommend that they only say them when they're having negative thoughts. When they feel that old story creeping up, they need to flip those thoughts. Go ahead and say them affirmations, but it's really dependent on how much you feel like you need to say them. You know, the truth is sometimes we do have more resistance to certain things that we're trying to manifest. You might be wonderful at manifesting money, but when it comes to an SP, you might have resistance. So, for example, you might only have to affirm for money once a day, once a week, once a month. But for an SP, you might have to give a little bit more time to it. But it's all about until you feel okay, until you feel like the wish is fulfilled, until you feel like, you know, yeah, I'm getting what the fuck I want, period. You feel me? So until you get that feeling, say those affirmations. Like I said, you can do the 10-minute method. You can just say them when you have negative thoughts. Whatever is going to make you know, hey, my manifestation is coming. I'm a badass bitch that knows how to fucking manifest, and I get what the fuck I want, period.
I don't give a fuck about the manifestation content. I can literally end my entire fucking TikTok saying this crap, okay? What I care about is your ability to stop being fucking lazy. Your ability to affirm. You need to affirm. 99% of the time I get mentorship clients, they come to me and they're like, hey, I haven't been able to manifest this. And we really tackle all the limiting beliefs, and I give them my guide that I use for myself to get everything I've ever wanted. Whatever. But then I notice they'll stop contradicting themselves, and I'm like, okay, you have the same issue that I do. Same issue I did. You're not contradicting yourself. You're saying your affirmations, but you're not fucking actually taking time to reprogram yourself. Do you know what it is to go through a whole life of poverty or a whole life of having shitty relationship issues consistently? I mean, it's fine if it happens once, but if you've consistently had relationship issues and you consistently had financial issues, things like that, of that matter, and then to tell yourself once or twice every day, I'm rich as fuck, my SP's baller. Obviously, that's not gonna change shit, because 99% of the other time, y'all are persisting in the wrong damn thing. You're telling yourself, this shit sucks, reality sucks, this is how it is, this is how that is. And even if you're not saying that, I mean, it takes a couple of affirmations to rewire your brain and rewire your reality. Y'all don't gotta sit there and affirm for hours. That's not what I'm ever fucking saying. I'm just saying you have to do your affirmations. So I'm gonna end this video by telling you how I manifest my shit quickly. 10-minute sessions. 10-minute sessions. Every day. 10-minute session in the morning, 10-minute session at nighttime. You don't need to do more than 2. You do not need to do more than 2. You're fucking welcome. And then don't contradict yourself throughout the entire day. That's how you stop being lazy, a lazy ass manifester. Because I know that most beginners, or most people in general who have resistance, right, in the situation can't just manifest something overnight by saying it a couple of times and then hoping and praying that it happens. No, you need to align your mindset. You need to have a good mindset. A mental diet, if you will. You gotta say it more than you say the old story. Y'all have to understand what I'm saying. I said it in a couple of different ways, but it's the same concept. Anyways, much love. Thank you for watching.
What is the 10-minute method to manifest? Now, depending on the creator, people call it the 10-10-10 method, 10-minute method. Point is, the whole premise of it is you're choosing a time of day where you affirm for 10 minutes straight, full saturation. Now, there's various ways you could go about it to start affirming in those 10 minutes. What you can do is, like, you could maybe watch a video that's a 10-minute long video, and as you're watching it, you could affirm in your head, living from the end, implying you have what you want. Ideally, too, you want to do like maybe 2 or 3 affirmations. So for a specific person, it'd be one for emotion, how he feels about you. He's in love with me. The second will be the type of action he's doing to prove himself that he's in love with you. He's literally always blowing up my phone. And then the third thing would be the end result of what you want with him. You want him to be your boyfriend. You want him to be your husband. Maybe you just kind of want him there. He literally loves being my boyfriend. He literally loves being my husband. You get the idea. So now that you have your 3, you could do this in the morning, noon, night. Pick 10 minutes to go and start affirming that. You could say it out loud. You could say it in your head. Like I said, you could do it while you're watching a video. Personally, for me, what I like to do, I like to put like a little meditation, like meditation music, like 432 hertz. Close my eyes, do like a quick little breathwork session. I do the physiological sigh. do that like 10 times, and then I will start to affirm in my mind. So yeah, you get the idea. The whole point is you want to go full saturation with 10 minutes with those affirmations. So for that, if you want to get your specific person, you could choose 10 minutes to do specific person, and then you could choose another time on the day, another slot to do like self-concept. I am lovable. Man or woman always desire me. I literally have the best luck when it comes to relationships. You get the idea? And then you could do another time slot where you affirm about your manifestation abilities, your self-concept of manifestation. I literally always manifest instantly. Manifesting is literally the easiest thing in the world for me. It's hilarious how fast I get my manifestations. So again, morning, 10 minutes, noon, 10 minutes, and then at night, 10 minutes. Now here's the thing. Here is the thing. Once you are done affirming with your full saturation for that 10-minute slot, throughout the day, this is very, very freaking important. Either distract yourself, time flies when you're having fun, preoccupy yourself, do a hobby, whatever, hang out with friends. And whenever you think about your desire, you gotta simply remind yourself that you already have it, it is done, whatever. Because if you fixate and start thinking about where is it, start complaining, start thinking about the old memories about your SP, about how he did you dirty, doing anything against your manifestation, thinking like that, then you're gonna self-sabotage and you're gonna be like, oh, I tried the 10-minute method and it's not working. The whole point of the 10-minute method is to choose your time of day to really have that full saturation going. And then throughout the day, you simply correct yourself if you start thinking against it. If you need any more help with this, go ahead and DM for coaching or just follow me for more.